Hi guys, I am here with your Bible reading. I hope you guys are having a good day. You can go to the bedroom if you want to. I'm going to start with our prayer requests today. I have a few updates. And none of them's good. Heather Edwards. Heather, we've been praying for, who I told you had leukemia. The girl that I grew up with. I just found out today that she's in the James Cancer Hospital. She's not doing any better at all. She's actually doing worse. She's still got leukemia, and they found she has West Nile virus and encephalitis in the brain, and now has permanent brain damage from it. She can't remember her kids. She's afraid to be left alone in the hospital, in her bed, in her room, because when she wakes up, she doesn't know where she is. She doesn't know anybody. They're able to get her to stand up. Remember, she couldn't walk before. Well, they're able to get her to stand up now, but she can only take 2 steps to the side. She can't walk at all, front ways or backwards. And she's also leaking fluid from her spine. They said from so many spinal taps, I guess. So I can't even imagine how hard it is for her kids, seeing her go through that, and, you know, seeing their mom go through that. Her kids are young. Old enough to understand, but still, you know, young. They're not babies, but they're young kids. She's my age, or a year older, or a year younger. We grew up together. And I'll be 37 this month. I'd really appreciate it if you'd keep her and her family in your prayers. Heather really, really needs your prayers. Heather Edwards. And if you go to church this weekend, please ask prayer for her at your church. Again, her name is Heather Edwards. And she's at the James Cancer Hospital. I'm just going to go through the main ones today, guys. Well, I'm going to do the main ones first, then I'll read off the rest of the names. Okay, Doris Thompson. I told you Doris had cancer. Doris is my stepmom, Barb's mom. She is my sister Shelley and Mellie's grandma. Well, I just found out today that she is back in the hospital. She was in ICU, and they took her out of ICU and just put her in hospice care in the hospital. And they said that she may make it a week. If that, she may last a week. So they're basically just doing what hospice does, trying to keep her as comfortable as possible. But she is dying. So please keep Doris Thompson in your prayers. Please pray that she is right with God, the Lord. Pray that she is right with the Lord. And pray for the family. And Barb, I don't know what she's going to do, because Barb and Doris live together. I don't know. Barb really needs somebody living with her to help her, because she can't even get out of her wheelchair at all. And I don't know what's going to happen, but, and all the kids are the kids are so young, the little kids. Abby and Jimmy's older, you know, 16 and 18. But the other kids, they're young. And, know. A lot of them's not going to understand, you know. Where's Grandma? She took care of them a lot. Let's see. Let me check to see if I got any more updates. Yes. Cara Newman. I told you I was so happy for Cara. She had been trying so long to have a baby, her and her husband, and she had just found out she was pregnant here not too long ago. And she was thrilled, and I was so thrilled for her. Where I just found out yesterday, when I seen her update the computer about yesterday would have been the day of her first ultrasound. She lost the baby. I can't even imagine how upset she was, because I knew how much she wanted this baby. So please keep Cara Newman and her husband Josh and their family in your prayers. Please keep my cousin Lori Mollett in your prayers. Last I heard was yesterday that Lori was doing a little better. So please keep praying for her, because I was all really afraid she wasn't going to make it out of there. And I mean, it's still touch and go. But she's at least showing a little bit of improvement instead of, you know, the other way around. This is the first improvement they've seen, so please keep her in prayer. And I know she would appreciate any cards, any get well cards that was sent to her. She is a sister in Christ. I sent out a card yesterday, well today actually, Sherm took it down today. I put the address on the video from the day before yesterday, I believe, on the video for July 5th, it should be. And if not, it'll be on the one for the 6th. But I think the 5th and 6th are on the same video, so. Because I think I don't have the address anymore. I'm not sure. Wait. Yeah, I do. It's right here. So I will add So I'll add the address in the description today as well, too, in case anyone would like to send her a get well card. Okay guys, now I'll go through the rest of the prayer requests. Eric, Macy, Christopher Serback, April and Linda Thacker. April's feeling worse than usual. Her migraines, her lungs, she ain't feeling good at all. Please say some extra prayers for her. And her mom, Linda Thacker. Please pray for a miracle for her eyes, that she's able to see again. And pray that she doesn't get pain in her eyes again. Norma Boyer. She needs a lot of prayer where she's got cancer. Barb Post. Jimmy Myers, Abby Myers, Rhonda Karshner, Sherman Crabtree, Cindy and Jim Welsh, Norman Karshner, Miranda and Jeremy Caverly, Margie and Chuck Sickles, Lonnie Doles Jr. and family, Bridget Boggs, Debbie Lee, Kenny Wellman, and Lonnie Doles Jr. Please keep him in prayer a lot. Please say an extra prayer for him, extra prayers, because he's got a really serious health issue as well. He's not doing good. Kenny Wellman, Mindy Gallimore, Melody Ramey. Melody Ramey is one of my sisters who is a granddaughter of Doris Thompson, who is in hospice care right now at the hospital. Patty Haynes, Ronnie Mahorter, Katie Mahorter. Katie is pregnant, thrilled to death. She is having a little boy, and Katie is my dad's girlfriend Jody's oldest daughter. Nikki Mahorter, Randy Mahorter, and Jody Mahorter. Randy's my dad and Jody's his girlfriend. Sandy and Rosie, Paris Jude, Shannon and her little son Giovanni, who's got a terrible rare illness, Roy and Lori Mollett, Ariana Lloyd, Tammy Ashworth, Ramona Henry, Kat, Alicia, Garnet Boyer and Jim, Cara Newman, Josh Mollett, Vidalia Mercer and family, Ann Kim. Ashley Sowers got out of the hospital the other day and got to take her baby home. She was upset because they couldn't go home at first because they found out the baby had jaundice. But baby's taken care of now, and they are both home and doing very well. And again, she named the baby, what'd she name the baby? Ain't that awful? It was something Ann. Allie Ann. And her sister named her baby that she had a year or two ago, Ellie Mae. So they got Ellie Mae and Allie Ann, the sisters. So cousins, Ellie and Allie. And all the homeless people and animals. Please keep them in your prayers. Alright guys, now let's get started on this Bible reading. If you'd like to follow along with me today in the New International Version, we'll be reading Acts chapter 25. And then we have a Psalm and Proverbs. Today you're going to see Paul's trial before Festus, the new governor that came in after Felix. 3 days after arriving in the province, Festus went up from Caesarea to Jerusalem, where the chief priests and the Jewish leaders appeared before him and presented the charges against Paul. They requested Festus as a favor to them to have Paul transferred to Jerusalem, for they were preparing an ambush to kill him along the way. Festus answered, "Paul is being held at Caesarea, and I myself am going there soon. Let some of your leaders come with me, and if the man has done anything wrong, they can press charges against him there." After spending 8 or 10 days with him, Festus went down to Caesarea. The next day, he convened the court and ordered that Paul be brought before him. When Paul came in, the Jews who had come down from Jerusalem stood around him. They brought many serious charges against him, but they could not prove them. Then Paul made his defense. "I have done nothing wrong against the Jewish law, or against the temple, or against Caesar." Festus, wishing to do the Jews a favor, said to Paul, "Are you willing to go up to Jerusalem and stand trial before me there on these charges?" Paul answered, "I am now standing before Caesar's court, where I ought to be tried. I have not done any wrong to the Jews, as you yourself know very well. If, however, I am guilty of doing anything deserving death, I do not refuse to die. But if the charges brought against me by these Jews are not true, no one has the right to hand me over to them. I appeal to Caesar." After Festus had conferred with his council, he declared, "You have appealed to Caesar you will go." A few days later, King Agrippa and Bernice arrived at Caesarea to pay their respects to Festus. Since they were spending many days there, Festus discussed Paul's case with the king. He said, "There is a man here whom Felix left as a prisoner. When I went to Jerusalem, the chief priests and the elders of the Jews brought charges against him and asked that he be condemned. I told them that it is not the Roman custom to hand over anyone before they have faced their accusers and have had an opportunity to defend themselves against the charges. When they came here with me, I did not delay the case, but convened the court the next day and ordered the man to be brought in. When his accusers got up to speak, they did not charge him with any of the crimes I had expected. Instead, they had some points of dispute with him about their own religion and about a dead man named Jesus, who Paul claimed was alive. I was at a loss how to investigate such matters, so I asked if he would be willing to go to Jerusalem and stand trial there on these charges. But when Paul made his appeal to be held over for emperor's decision, I ordered him held until I could send him to Caesar. Then Agrippa said to Festus, I would like to hear this man myself. He replied, tomorrow you will hear him. The next day Agrippa and Bernice came with great pomp and entered the audience room with the high-ranking military officers and the prominent men of the city. At the command of Festus, Paul was brought in. Festus said, King Agrippa, and all who are present with us, you see this man? The whole Jewish community has petitioned me about him in Jerusalem and here in Caesarea, shouting that he ought not to live any longer. I found he had done nothing deserving death, but because he made his appeal to the emperor, I decided to send him to Rome. Did not Jesus say Paul was going to Rome? Did you remember that? Now he's going to Rome. No matter how he gets there, he's going to Rome. But I have nothing definite to write to this majesty about him. Therefore I have brought him before all of you, and especially before you, King Agrippa, so that as a result of this investigation, I may have something to write. For I think it is unreasonable to send a prisoner on to Rome without specifying the charges against him. And that is where we're going to stop with the book of Acts today. That is Acts chapter 25. Our psalm today is Psalm 5 for the director of music for pipes, a psalm of David. Listen to my words, Lord. Consider my lament. Hear my cry for help. My King and my God, for to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. For you are not a God who is pleased with wickedness. With you, evil people are not welcome. The arrogant cannot stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. You destroy those who tell lies. The bloodthirsty and deceitful, you, Lord, detest. But I, by your great love, can come into your house. In reverence I bow down toward your holy temple. Lead me, Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your straight before me. Not a word from their mouth can be trusted. Their heart is filled with malice. Their throat is an open grave. With their tongues they tell lies. Declare them guilty, O God. Let their intrigues be their downfall. Banish them for their many sins. For they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. Spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield. And that was for the director of music for pipes, a psalm of David, Psalm 5. And our Proverbs today is one proverb, and it is Proverbs chapter 18, verse 19. A brother wronged is more unyielding than a fortified city. Disputes are like the barred gates of a citadel. Alright, guys. That was our Bible reading for today. I hope it touched your guys' hearts. Please remember to keep all those people in prayer, especially the ones who are doing really bad that we just had an update on. Please say an extra prayer for them. I will put Lori's address for the hospital down in the description below. Let's bring those souls to Jesus, and God willing, we'll see you guys again tomorrow with another Bible reading. Bye, guys. God bless.